Daniel Ellsberg, and it's all about his work with something called the Doomsday Machine, and this is a long, laborious work in progress that Paul's involved in. And Paul, if you could, just update us on how the doc's going.
We're still in early stages. I've done about maybe 20 days of interviewing with Dan. This is based on his book, Doomsday Machine, Confessions of a Nuclear War Planner. And as I guess most of your listeners or viewers know, Dan released the Pentagon Papers.
Yes.
But before he worked for the Pentagon in Vietnam, where he was helping develop the plans for the war in Vietnam and had access to all these secret papers that he released in order to help stop the war. Before that, he worked for RAND Corporation as a nuclear war planner. Literally, the RAND Corporation was contracted by mostly the Air Force, and Dan was part of the team that advised them on how to wage and when to wage nuclear war and issues connected to it. And so his book, and maybe even more so, this documentary series, is about the transformation of Ellsberg from a very committed Cold Warrior who really did believe the Soviet Union was another type of Hitlerite country, meaning a totalitarian regime trying to seek global domination. And he was continuing that fight. He'd been a Marine himself. And then he starts to discover that the Cold War is based on several, maybe more, but several big lies. And it starts to transform him from a very passionate Cold Warrior who leads him to what happened in Vietnam, where he releases the Pentagon Papers and then becomes an anti-war activist and a very big critic of U.S. foreign policy, war policy, but particularly on nuclear weapons issues, because he believes, and he's certainly not the only one, it's as dangerous now. The possibility of nuclear war is as dangerous now as it's ever been. And there were a few key moments, like the Cuban Missile Crisis, 1958 in Taiwan with China, 1983, the false reading of incoming flights by the Soviets, who one guy decides not to tell the Soviet president, otherwise we probably wouldn't be here talking. But the conflict, both with Russia and the Ukraine and with China over Taiwan, Ellsberg thinks that we're heading into as dangerous territory as we have ever been.